What's going on, everybody? It's been a little bit since I've done a video. I wanted to do a quick video on scan tools. First off, I'll start off by saying I am not a professional with scan tools and information and what's best for you. I'm just going to give you my personal experience, and then everyone's situation is going to be a little different. As you can tell, I've got a couple scan tools. And you're going to get people that are going to be like, that's dumb. You don't need that many scan tools, blah, 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 blah. If you follow anybody that knows anything, they'll tell you one scan tool doesn't cut it all. Now, granted, in my personal situation, these two are essentially, they're not the same. Obviously, they're completely different scan tools, but they're the same as far as software and what they do. And I'll go into a little bit more depth on why I have the D9, the Apollo D9. But this is the IM608, the Autel IM608, so key programmer, and then it has full diagnostic capabilities as well, Veris Edge, and then the Apollo D9. So I originally started out with this one. I got it for a really good deal. Somebody bought it and then traded it in like a month later, and so I got it for a really, really good price. Same with this one. The guy traded it in for a cart. So I just paid what the guy paid for a cart, which was a really good deal. So that's why I ended up with that as well. And then the IM608 I bought because at one point in time, this wouldn't program a key. And I quoted somebody out a key, had the key cut, order it and everything. And then it wouldn't, because something was wrong with the software at that point in time. I could not program it. So then I had to drive to the dealership. And the closest dealership's like 40 minutes away. Had to have them program it, wait there forever while they were programming it, and then drive home and then pay them. So I lost a decent amount of money on that job. So I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about keys. So that's why I bought this. But I haven't hardly done any keys since then. I'm a smaller shop. It's just me. So currently right now I'm the owner, the service advisor, and the tech. So that gives you a little background of what I do. And so this is why I say everybody's situation is different. So the reason I have both of these is I wanted something that was really fast at pre and post scans, because I do a pre and post scan on every single car. When you go from being a tech working for someone else to being your own boss and then your own shop and your name's on everything, you got to protect yourself. Unfortunately, it's just the world we live in. You know, you do work on a car, you do a pre-scan, and they tell you they want something fixed. And then you fix it, you do a post scan, obviously it shows fixed, and then the check engine light comes on a week later and they're like, hey, I paid you this money and the car's not fixed. Well, then when you scan it again, it's a different code. It's easier to show them and explain to them with a pre and post scan report versus, you know, trying to justify yourself. Now, granted, I don't really have that issue, to be honest. It's extremely rare that anybody questions any of my work. Most of my clientele has been referral based. So a lot of people come to me because they can trust me. So that it works out in my favor, but obviously I still do it to protect myself. And this thing is stupid fast, the Apollo D9. So that's actually what I'm going to do the video on, is the D9. But as far as scan tools go and like what's best for you. So I've had several conversations with people, and there's going to be benefits to either or. So one of the benefits to going through like one of the tool trucks is obviously if you don't have all the cash up front, you're going to be able to make payments. I personally don't like payments. I paid cash for both of those. I've actually paid cash for all of these. Cash, quote unquote, whatever, debit, credit. I didn't make payments on them. So I hate payments, and they were such good deals, I wanted to pay them off anyway. So if I do any payments, it's tool truck payments only. I don't do the credit. And if I do the credit, I'll pay it off like a week later. I'll just stroke a check or pay it off with my debit card in one swoop. If I'm doing tool truck payments, I'll pay like $500 or $600 a week and just get paid off in a couple weeks. So I guess I shouldn't say I don't ever do payments. I pay it off literally within a month. So I don't carry a balance longer than a month if it's on the tool truck. But so what's going to work best for you? You got to decide what you're doing as far as it goes, as far as what you're going to be doing with the scan tool. So are you a shop owner? Are you a tech? Are you at a dealership? Are you at an independent where you're working on everything? Do you need a lab scope? Do you just need something to read codes and do bidirectional controls, do pre and post scans? Do you need something that's more involved and does keys? Obviously, that's going to be the first thing. one scan tool will not cover every vehicle. There's been plenty of times where one of these two, I scan a car, I don't have bidirectional control, or I can't see some sort of data PID, so I have to use this one, or vice versa. This one won't see it and these two will. Honestly, I could use a third brand, not a Snap-on or an Autel sometimes, because sometimes neither of those two will do it. So it sucks. It's just the world we're in as far as scan tools. So if you're a tech, obviously, if you're working for someone else and making them money and getting paid, I personally don't think you should have to buy your own scan tool. So when I hire my first technician, which is coming up here soon, I plan on buying them a scan tool. So unless they have their own, I plan on buying it for them. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of deal worked out where I'll buy it, and then they'll have, like, if after a year of working here, it's theirs. If they leave within that year, then if they want to keep it, they'll have to pay the difference. We'll work out something to where obviously at the end of a year, it's their scan tool. They get their own scan tool. And after a year, if they leave, it's theirs. They take it with them. Because obviously you can't just be buying every new tech a scan tool and then they leave 3 months later. You'll go broke that way. So, excuse me. So there's got to be some sort of mutual agreement there. But I think that every tech should have a scan tool. I really like the D9 because of how fast it is. Not sure if I would buy every tech one of those. Probably something along the lines of Autel because they're a little more affordable. So anyways, back to Snap-on. So it's better, obviously, if you need to make payments. It's also better, what I say, is that you have a little bit better support as far as your truck dealer. They're going to take care, as long as you have a good dealer. Now, this is obviously around if you have a good Snap-on dealer or Matco dealer or Cornwell dealer, whatever dealer you're working with. So like if this one breaks and I need a loaner or something, my dealer's going to take care of me. It's what he does. Same with the Verus. If something happens, he's going to hook me up. He's going to get me taken care of. It's how he's always been. No questions asked. The Autel, so right now Autel is backed up like 4 months or something crazy like that. They were moving their repair facility or something, so that had part of it, and then they're just really backed up right now. So you're out a scan tool for, let's say, even a month or two. You don't have your scan tool. So that's the negative side of doing something like an Autel. Unless you buy your Autel off your truck dealer, that might be a little different scenario. I'm not sure. I can just tell you from other people's experiences. I've not had any issues with mine, so I've not had to send any in for repair. So that's great. Obviously, the benefit of the Autels is they're going to be more affordable. I think this one's like $3,200 to $3,600, depending on how you buy it now, and what you get with it, brand new. So that's going to be beneficial. You're not going to pay. I think this one's $5,000 new, and this one's like nowadays $7,500-ish somewhere. I don't even know if they still sell the Verus, because the Zeus is out. I think the Zeus is $10,000, so it's half the price. Now, granted, the Zeus and the Verus Edge have a built-in oscilloscope, so that's gonna be worth some more money. The Autel Ultra is like $4,500 or $4,600, so still about half price. But obviously, the oscilloscope, lab scope, adds to that value. Updates. This is, I think, about $1,000 a year, and this is like $800 a year, and this is like $1,000 or $1,200 a year. I usually wait until the buy one get one, and then they run 10% off. I think is about, so it's actually technically $1,200 to $1,000 every 6 months for this one. But I always try to wait for the buy one get one if I can. And then this one's $800 a year, I think. I don't know. It's a little over $3,000, I think, is what I pay for all of these to get updated, or somewhere around there. I can't think off the top of my head right now. But anyways, yeah, it's expensive. So that's another thing you got to think of is updates. You're going to have to update it. Now, you lose SureTrack if you have SureTrack. You also lose the cloud, which I think is stupid on the Snap-ons. But on the Autel, for some reason, I didn't think you lose anything. They call it a subscription, but you do. You can't update it. So my subscription's not up to date right now. So if I go to try to update it, my subscription has expired. So I cannot do any of their updates at all, which is really stupid in my opinion. So that's the thing. That's where these tool companies get you, and these scan tool companies get you, is you got to update them. So anyways, I'm going to try to keep this video somewhat short. We're already at 9.5 minutes. So I just want to show you guys how, I'm going to show you real world how fast this thing is. Now, I'm not even scanned this car yet. I don't even know what year this is. It's like maybe an 05 Lexus something or other. All right, let me see if I can find the find the DLC somewhere. Should have looked for this before I got you guys on camera, so that way I was at least a little prepared, but I wasn't. I found it. All right. So it literally, that was it. It wasn't powered on. I plugged it in. It's already powered up. It's already doing automatic scan. So I'm going to power on the car. Or at least it was. So I'm like ultra impressed at how fast this thing is. So I'm going to go to Lexus. This is kind of the one thing. It is touchscreen, so you can scroll if you want to do that too. We'll try automatic. I don't know if it's new enough for automatic or not, but I guess I'll do it this way, so that way it's a little easier to see. It does have a, let's do this. There we go. All right, sorry guys. I know I'm bobbling the phone around all over the place. So we're doing automatic, and like I said, this is an older car. Yep, so 08. It's an 08 Lexus ES350. So we're gonna hit OK. We're connected. And then we're gonna go code scan. I just want to show you guys what a pre and post scan does on this thing. Like comparatively to my other two, this thing is stupid fast. Like it's still not like, people get confused. They're like, you know, they think it's gonna take 2 seconds. I mean, it's still got a ton of modules to read, but it's still ultra fast comparatively to my Autel. And the problem with the Autel too is like, if the car doesn't have a module, it'll like sit on it forever and then skip to the next one because it doesn't have that module. On this one, if it doesn't have the module, it typically will have it up and then just switch to the next one really quickly. So, and obviously being a Lexus, it's going to have a little bit more modules than the normal, even for an 08. But as you can tell, I mean, it's already at 66%. Super duper fast. It doesn't have a radar, so like you can see there, it skipped really quick. Like, I'm just super impressed. So that was one of the reasons, main reasons. And like I said, I got it for a really good price. It was already brand new, updated when I bought it. So the price I paid for it and everything, it was just a steal. I couldn't pass it up. So that's why I bought this, because it's super fast and pre and post scan. So then it just uploads to the Altus cloud, and I've got copies, and there, it's done. That's it. So yeah, anyways, and like I said, it's got all the bi-directional controls and everything. It does it all. So it's actually a pretty impressive scan tool. So yeah, so anyways, like I said in the beginning, you got to just decide what's going to work best for you as far as scan tools. I don't think any one scan tool is going to be best for everybody, because everybody's different. I work on a lot of Honda and Acuras, so I don't, like, Ford is really good with Snap-on and Honda's really good with Snap-on. I don't work on a ton of Fords, and Autel's not the greatest with Ford, so an Autel might not be that good for you. If you working on a ton of Fords, a Snap-on may be better for you. You know, if you can get OEM scan tools, that's good too. But once again, you're starting to buy, like if I bought a DSTI for Honda, because I do a ton of Hondas, it's another like $3,000 for a DSTI. And then obviously I have to download all the, the software and stuff. So it can add up. It's expensive. And I get it. We're already in an industry that people are upset and they don't want to get their cars worked on. And so they're coming in not wanting to spend money. Then we have to charge appropriately because, we've got all this equipment and tools we got to buy. And so we can't subsidize the industry and keep driving our prices down, trying to get people in, because, at some point it's not feasible. You gotta charge appropriately. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you guys. Like I said, I am not a professional on scan tools. If you want somebody that's like an ultra whiz on scan tools, Keith Perkins with L1 Auto Training is super good. Any of the mobile diag guys know scan tools in and out. They're pretty good with them. They may not know them all, but like Brandon Dills at Jarhead Diagnostics, Cody Gaddy, with, I think it's Cody's Auto Diagnostics, Super Mario Diagnostics. A lot of these guys, like I said, that either do a lot of diagnostic videos or do like mobile diagnostics, they're using a ton of these scan tools. They're using OEM equipment. They're doing programming. So those are the guys you really want to ask. But this is just from a guy who's not nearly the smartest mechanic out there. I'm definitely not the best diag tech out there. I'm just a guy who owns a shop and works on cars every day. So it's just your regular old shop owner, I guess. So Anyways, appreciate you guys watching the video. If you do like it, if you made it to this far and you like this kind of content, you like tool reviews, you like more realistic and in-depth, I guess I wouldn't say in-depth, but more real world information, then please subscribe, like the video, comment if you have any concerns or questions or anything. I'm happy to answer them anytime I can. And I appreciate you guys. Take it easy.